Welcome to the famous Yard of Bricks for the Season 8 Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in Speedway, Indiana. We're here yet again in the Athletic Cup Series for another race at the famous racetrack. Now your drivers to watch for: Kyle Busch, he's won the last two Brickyard 400s here at IMS in the Cup Series. Look for him to be up there today. Denny Hamlin, last week's winner, coming off strong momentum. Maybe he can get up there. Martin Truex Jr., he's the pole sitter. He's got a great car. Look for him to get out front early and lead some laps. And then last year's Season 7 Brickyard 400 winner is Brad Keselowski. He starts near the front. Now for the command. Drivers, start your engines! Martin Truex Jr. fires up the field and he'll roll off first for today's Brickyard 400. Now for the starting lineup. In row 1, Martin Truex Jr. and Ryan Blaney. In row 2, it's Jimmie Johnson and Kevin Happy Harvick. Row 3, Kyle Busch and Carl Edwards. Eric Almirola and Jamie McMurray in row 4. Denny Hammer and Hamlin next to Big Bad Brad Keselowski in row 5. Chris Buescher and Joey Logano in row 6. Kyle Larson and Kurt Busch in row 7. And in row 8, we have Bryce Harvey and Austin Dillon. Row 9, Paul Menard and Matt Kenseth. And in row 10, it's the fan favorite, Dale Jr. next to Clint Bowyer. Row 11, Danica Patrick and Eric Jones. Chase Elliott and Ryan Newman in row 12. Carter Heddleman and Casey Kane in row 13. Jimmy Lanya and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in row 14. And in row 15, we have Trevor Bayne and David Reagan. Logan McDaniel and Landon Castle in row 16. Row 17, we have AJ Allmendinger and Jeffrey Earnhardt. Brian Scott and Eddie Jones line up in row 18. And in row 19, we have Ty Dillon and Matt DiBenedetto. Michael McDowell will start in row 20. And now, the green flag is out at the Yard of Bricks. Here we go, racing at Indianapolis. Truex gets a great start into turn 1. Jimmie Johnson's going to go side by side with Ryan Blaney for second. He'll take that position as they come into turn 2. Kevin Harvick takes the third position for Blaney. Blaney's falling back early. Truex leading into turn 3, trying to break the draft from the 48 of Jimmie Johnson. Jimmie Johnson is the 4-time winner at this racetrack. Hasn't won here in the Athletic Cup Series. Can he get it done today? Truex will lead lap 1, but Jimmie Johnson gets a great run into turn 1. Cannot use it. It's definitely really hard to pass at this racetrack. That's what this track is notorious here in NASCAR. But Jimmie Johnson's going to do a textbook pass off of turn 2, breaking the side draft from Martin Truex Jr., and he'll take the lead heading into 3 and 4. Definitely hard to get by someone in these corners, as is courtesy not to run into the wall. And Jimmie Johnson does a textbook pass on lap 2. But he leads that lap, and now he's leading on lap 3 as Jimmie Johnson comes off of turn 1 and heading into turn 2. Through the short chute come the cars. Off of turn 1, flying into turn 2. McMurray and Buescher battle for position. Oh, Bryce Harvick looks to cut a tire. He goes hard into the inside wall. Oh, back up the track. Gets Dale Jr. involved. Eric Jones and Ryan Newman in as well. Danica Patrick collides with Eric Jones at the end. Cars pile up heading into turn 2. Bryce Harvey looks like he just cut a tire. He got turned by, looks like it was Matt Kenseth probably. There's Bryce Harvey up there, up top. Looks like, yeah, he's just totally lost a tire. Hard into the inside wall. Comes up into Paul Menard. Dale Jr. nowhere to go. Flies through the grass into Bryce Harvey. And that Madden 18 Chevrolet will be done for the day. Definitely a hard hit for Bryce Harvey. Here's real-time speed. Back up into the track. There's nowhere for Jr. to go. Or Eric Jones. Tough break for everyone. Danica Patrick, once again, gets involved late there as she hits Eric Jones. Wow, just a massive pileup. There's Danica hitting Eric Jones just barely. Almost gets Carter Edelman involved. So cars involved. Paul Menard had a hard hit in this one. Eric Jones had nowhere to go. He got involved along with Ryan Newman, who pile drived into the fan favorite Dale Jr. Tough day for Jr. at Indianapolis. There's Bryce Harvey in the Madden 18 Chevy. He goes to the garage. Big chase implications with this crash. A lot of drivers on the outside get involved. So we're going to go back to racing. On lap 4, it's Jimmie Johnson and Martin Truex Jr. leading the field to the line. Green flag is back in the air. As the cars cross the Yard of Bricks heading into turn 1 and 2. Coming off of turn 2, it's Truex with the lead. But looks like Jimmie Johnson and Carl Edwards are both going to try and pass Truex. Looks like Truex might have a problem here. And there he goes, he's into the wall. And the cars are spinning behind him. Massive pileup coming into turn 3. Hard hits all around. Looks like Martin Truex Jr. may have lost an engine. That's what he says on the radio. Martin Truex Jr. loses an engine, and he put down oil heading into turn 3. Losses the engine just going to expire right there. He goes up into the wall, and Ryan Blaney drives right through it. Oh my gosh, Eric Almirola got into it as well. Luckily, nobody else. This is all that was involved. There's real-time action. Truex gets into it. Blaney had nowhere to go. Gets Buescher involved. McMurray and Almirola both into this one. Oh my gosh, Chris Buescher with a hard hit on both ends there. So Eric Almirola got involved in this crash. Ryan Blaney had nowhere to go. He just went right into that oil. Jamie McMurray was involved. Chris Buescher. And there's Martin Truex Jr. who came to a stop on the front stretch. And the cleanup is done. Long cleanup here in Indy. Time to get back racing. Jimmie Johnson is, again, your race leader here at the Brickyard. Green flag is back out. Kyle Busch gets a great start. So does Carl Edwards. Carl Edwards is going to take the lead from that second position. But here comes Jimmie Johnson. 3 wide heading into 2. Kyle Busch splits the middle and he'll take the third position. Here comes Jimmie Johnson with a strong run heading into turn 3. He's going to try to go around on the outside, but Carl Edwards has got the preferred lane heading into turn 3. He's going to have the lead coming off of turn 4, but here comes Kyle Busch now, getting a strong run off of turn 4. He's going to pass Jimmie Johnson for the second position. Joe Gibbs has the first top 2 positions here at the Yard of Bricks. Coming off turn 2, it's Carl Edwards versus Kyle Busch. Edwards dives to the low lane. He's trying to break that draft. Looks like he's going to pull away a little bit here from teammate Kyle Busch. As we said in the pre-race show, Kyle Busch has won the last 2 races here at the Brickyard 400. But both times, Carl Edwards has been up front, racing him for the lead. And now it's vice versa. Kyle Busch is trying to catch Carl Edwards. Can he get it done here at Indianapolis? Here comes Joey Logano battling Jimmie Johnson for position with 3 laps to go, heading into turn 3. It's Joey Logano taking P3 here. Coming down the long front stretch, it's Carl Edwards. 2 laps remaining. Here comes Kyle Busch. He's going to get a good run. But once again, it's so hard to pass coming into these turns. Kyle Busch dives down again, but Edwards just sticks it in. Wow, here comes Kyle Busch again. He gets him loose. Gets in a lane. Here they come. Oh, Kyle Busch gets... Oh, he goes up the track. He didn't get loose, but it just got really tight there. And Carl Edwards is going to maintain the lead. Here comes Joey Logano. He's starting to lurk on these race leaders. But Kyle Busch is going to get another shot here with just 1 lap to go. Heading into turn 2. Here comes Kyle Busch again. They're side by side down the backstretch with 1 lap to go. Kyle Busch is going to take the lead heading into 3. But a crossover move by Carl Edwards. He's there. He stuck his nose in there, and he's going to complete the pass heading into 4. Off of turn 4 they come. Carl Edwards kicks back the lead and takes the win at the Brickyard 400. What an exciting finish in Indianapolis between teammates. And way to not wreck each other. That's probably what Kyle Busch is thinking. Great finish here at the Brickyard. Carl holds off Kyle Busch for the win here. Watch this, Kyle Busch is going to complete the pass. He's probably thinking clear, clear. But Carl Edwards is like, nope, I'm going to drive it in hard. He gets it to stick. And what a pass here through the short chute and into turn 4. And Carl Edwards is going to take the win and gets a chance to burn it down for his last season in the Athletic Cup Series. Congratulations, Carl Edwards, getting a big win. And now it's time to do a backflip for the crowd here for the first time in his career at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So there's definitely Carl Edwards grabs a big win for his chase chances here, and we're going to see where that puts him in the point standings. Denny Hamlin remains your points leader next behind or in front of teammate Matt Kenseth. Kevin Harvick is 3rd now. Dale Jr. falls back to 5th. You see Carl Edwards, he's in 9th now with that win. Big win. Joey Logano enters the top 10 with that top 3 here. Brad Keselowski back into the top 10. Chase Elliott remains in the top 10 in 7th. Your 2 wildcard position holders are Kyle Larson with those 2 wins and Trevor Bayne with the 1 win. Martin Truex Jr. is on the outside looking in now with that blown engine. Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, Bryce Harvey, they're all so close. Same with Casey Kane. They're in a very close points proximity within 25 points of that chase cutoff. Clint Boyer, he gained some positions today with that nice run. He comes home in the 11th today. He gets up to 21st in the standings. And there's 31st through 40th in the point standings. And then your bottom feeders in the point standings, guys that don't get to race as much. So your finishing results for the Brickyard 400 today. The winner, Carl Edwards. The two-time Brickyard 400 winner, Kyle Busch, comes home second. Joey Logano with a nice effort today. He gets home third. Kevin Harvick with a solid top 5. That's how he's been all year long. Kevin Harvick doing great this year. He's up in the point standings in third. Kyle Larson finally gets a nice run. Jimmy Johnson came home 5th, by the way. Denny Hamlin, the points leader, he gets a nice top 10. He finishes 7th. Kurt Busch with a good run. He finishes 8th. Matt Kenseth, consistent as always, finishing 9th. Brad Keselowski finishes 10th. Clint Boyer in 11th today. And then 12th, Austin Dillon. 13th today was Carter Adelman. And 14th, Jimmy Lanya. Team Magi had a good showing today on the track as well. Besides Bryce Harvey crashing, blowing a tire. Chase Elliott comes home 15th. Casey Kane gets a nice 16th place run with all these other drivers struggling. As a good points day for him. David Reagan, 18th today. Ty Dillon gets a nice top 20 finish. It's good for that team. 20th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Michael McDowell started dead last. He finishes 21st. He passed a lot of cars today. 22nd was Logan McDaniel. And 23rd was AJ Allmendinger. And 24th today was Jeffrey Earnhardt. And 25th, Matt DiBenedetto. Some of these low-funded teams are benefiting from all these crashed-out race cars this afternoon. 27th was Landon Castle, and 28th was Brian Scott. 29th today was Danica Patrick. And finishing 30th was Martin Truex Jr., who had that blown engine going into turn 3. Wiped out 4 other drivers. Chris Buescher involved, Jamie McMurray. Then you had Ryan Blaney, who just slicked right through the oil, spun around, got Eric Almirola into the oil as well. Then Paul Menard, he was involved in the first crash. He hit hard with Bryce Harvey, who got into him. And then Dale Jr. had nowhere to go. He also collected Ryan Newman and Eric Jones, who came home dead last today. Not good for his point standings effort. So the next race, we're going to the Irish Hills in Michigan International Speedway. Thanks everybody for watching the Season 8 Brickyard 400. This is JG24, James 26, signing out.